Hi friends, welcome back. This is week 2, day 3. Just like our last lessons, my camera isn't working, so you'll just hear my voice as we go through this lesson, but know that I'm still here. For today's lesson, you will need your thinking cap, your listening ears, a pencil, crayons, and your Module 3 and 4 EL workbook. If you don't have your materials ready, just press pause. Then press play when you're ready to learn. Okay, friends, let's get started by listening to a bird song video. We're going to watch the song video, Birds, that we want to encourage you to listen for physical characteristics. Now remember, a physical characteristic is something that you can see and describe. Okay, are you ready to sing and dance along as you listen for physical characteristics? All right.
Birds have beaks, but they don't have any teeth. Flying high in the sky, and they can walk on 2 feet. Birds lay eggs and are warm-blooded creatures. They have backbones and they are covered with feathers. Birds say tweet, tweet. 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 Move like a bird. Move like a bird. Move like a bird. Move like a bird. Now dance like a bird. Dance like a bird. Dance like a bird. Dance like a bird.
What is one physical characteristic of birds that you saw or heard about in our song? Good job listening for those physical characteristics. Today, we are going to continue to work on looking at text features to help us learn more about physical characteristics of birds. Today's learning targets say, I can read and discuss information about bird feathers using the text birds. Now, what did it say we're going to look for? Bird feathers. Then our next target says, I can create and label an observational drawing of a peacock. Let's get started with our first learning target, reading and discussing information about bird feathers. Now, as we open our book, Birds, I'm wondering, how am I going to know what page to go to find information about bird feathers? Well, almost all nonfiction texts have a table of contents in the front of the text. It's right here on page 3. And we call this a table of contents. Can you read that with me? Table of contents. Good. Now, the table of contents, like I said, is usually found at the beginning of a text, and it includes headings of particular pages and their corresponding page numbers. Now, I've already given you a clue here. I'm looking for information about feathers. So, what page number am I going to need to go to? That's right. I need to go to page 8. Now, if our table of contents is made up of headings from different pages, then I think that I can expect for the heading of page 8 to say feathers. Let's see. Let's go to page 8. Here we are at page number 8, and look at that heading. Read the heading to me. That's right. It says feathers. Now that we found our heading, we have already found one text feature on this page. Remembering those text features, those are the things that help us better understand a text, especially a nonfiction text. I'm going to read pages 8 and 9. Then we'll hunt for some text features. Let's get started at the heading. Feathers. Look for feathers on the ground. Can you tell what each type of feather is used for? Feathers can be oily to keep birds dry. Long wing feather, fluffy body feather, stiff tail feather. Feathers have different jobs. Birds use long wing feathers to fly. Stiff tail feathers help them change direction in flight. Small, soft body feathers keep a bird warm and snug. They trap warm air against the bird's body. Some birds use their feathers to show off. The male peacock fans out his amazing tail feathers. The color of a bird's feathers can help it hide against a background. This is called camouflage. You can barely see that bird in there. Now that we have read both of our pages, what text features do you notice on these pages? Now, we've already said feathers, but what are the other text features that you see? Good job. You saw captions, maybe some labels, and here are so many photographs. Good job hunting for those text features. At the top of page 9, this sentence says, feathers have different jobs. What are some of the different jobs that feathers have? Use these photographs and captions to help you. What are some of the different jobs that feathers have? I'll give you a moment to think. Go ahead and share your thinking. What are the different jobs that feathers can have? That's right. So, for example, this bird uses those stiff tail feathers to help it change direction when it's flying. And this bird, wow, this bird uses the colors of its feathers to help it hide. If a predator was coming along looking for a tasty little bird, this bird could hide really easily, camouflaging itself using its feathers. This bird uses its soft, small body feathers to keep itself warm in the snow. And I think this one might be my favorite on this page. This peacock is using his feathers to fan them out, to put on a show to impress other birds. Now, this page, or these pages, are all about feathers, just like our heading told us. And we learned from our captions and our photographs and labels that feathers have many different jobs. Do you think that feathers are a physical characteristic of birds? Yes or no? Yes, good. So I think that we should add feathers to our physical characteristics anchor chart. Now, I've started this chart. What are the physical characteristics of birds? And I put some of our points of learning from previous lessons on this chart. For example, we've learned that birds can be different colors. In our big lesson that we did already this week, we learned that birds have beaks that help them eat their favorite foods, right? And today, I'd like to add this bold sentence. Birds have feathers that do different jobs. Show me a thumbs up if you agree that we can add this to our chart. Okay, good. We'll keep this on the physical characteristics of birds chart. Now, we were able to have this new learning because of this text. This text gave us so much information by giving us those text features that better helped us to understand. Now, I'm wondering if you can help me answer some questions about our text. Our first question says, look at the photographs on page 9. What are some examples of the different jobs that feathers do? Here's page 9 as a reminder. Now, you've already said some of the things, but can you quickly list off some of the different jobs that the feathers do? Good. Feathers help birds fly. Feathers keep a bird warm. Birds use feathers to show off. Feathers help birds hide against a background. Our second question says, look at the picture on page 8. Why did the author choose to put the pictures of the different feathers under the duck? Here's page 8. I'll read that question again while you look at page 8. Why did the author choose to put the pictures of different feathers under the duck? Go ahead and share your thinking. Why do you think the author chose to put the pictures of different feathers under the duck? Good. Because they're different examples. These are examples of different types of feathers. Right here it says feathers can be oily to keep birds dry. And this page 8 was really about looking at different types of feathers. So the author gave us some up-close examples. Good job answering questions about the text. Let's prepare for our independent work. Get out your EL workbook and go to page 7. You'll know you're there when it looks like this. Pause the video if you need more time finding page 7. At the top it says, Birds Research Notebook, page 5. My Bird Sketch, draft 4. Draw and label the feathers on your sketch. Add a caption that describes the color of the feathers. Well, let's look at what bird you will be doing your observational drawing on. A peacock. Wow, look at those feathers. I want you to look really closely to see how the lines go across the feathers and the design that's at the end of every feather. You can see some feathers are short, some are long, and that they're really interesting, intricate designs throughout. Because we're doing a peacock for our drawing, we'll need to write the name peacock right here on this line under bird name. Write the word peacock. after you've written the bird name, peacock, you need to draw and label the feathers on your sketch. Here's where your sketch will go. So here, you're going to draw an observational drawing of this peacock. Then you're going to need to label the feathers. You'll know how to spell that word because it's bold right here on your workbook page. After your drawing, you will add a caption that describes the color of the feathers. And your caption goes right here. What do the feathers look like? Picture, caption. Before you finish or get started on your picture and your caption, let's look at our learning targets, and then we'll come back to this page for you to work. Today's target said, I can read and discuss information about bird feathers using the text birds. And we did. We had a discussion and you answered some questions using those text features to read and discuss. Our second target says, I can create and label an observational drawing of a peacock. And that's what you're about to do. You will create and then label. I will see you next time, friends. You did a wonderful job working on looking at feathers, that physical characteristic of birds. Now, I'll go back so that you can take a moment to really look at this peacock and start your illustration and your caption. If you need more time to observe the peacock, press pause